So I'm going to move to the further previous class. Come in. Already started with the 9 a.m. Under that flow control statements. As a part of the index, we already completed conditional statements in the programming examples on that area. And today we are entering into the looping statements. Looping statements we are entering. వీళ్ళందరూ ఇట్లా కూర్చుంటే ఎట్లా వీళ్ళంతా లైక్ దిస్ ఒకసారి చెప్తాం 2 సార్లు చెప్తాం ఇట్లా కూర్చుంటే ఎట్లా దిస్ పీపుల్ ఆర్ లీవింగ్ సమ్ గ్యాప్స్. మీకు కూడా కొద్దిగా ఉండాలి కదా హౌ టు సిట్ ఇన్ ద క్లాస్ అని. డైలీ ఐ నీడ్ టు సే, ఇఫ్ ఐ సే వన్స్ యూ హావ్ టు ఫాలో దట్. మీరు కూర్చోబెట్టిన వాళ్ళు కూర్చోబెట్టేటప్పుడు కూర్చోండి. వీళ్ళకు ఎన్నిసార్లు చెప్పినా అంతే. సో లూపింగ్ స్టేట్మెంట్స్ ఆర్ iterative or repetitive statements. Repetitive statements. So here, what is the use of these looping statements and the repetitive statements? In the introduction to flow control statements only, I said, the purpose of flow control statements is that to perform certain operation or certain task only once. There is X operation or Y operation only once in the case of true or false. That is in connection with conditionals. In connection with loops, to perform certain operation repeatedly for a finite number of times until condition is becoming false. This operation I was already explained. This task already performing certain task during the introduction I said. Today I'm going to continue that continuation part. The purpose of looping or iterative statements is that to perform certain task, the purpose of looping or repetitive is to perform certain task for finite number of times repeatedly until the condition becomes false. This is what I said in the last class. Suppose I want to display 1 to 5 numbers. 1 to 5 numbers. To display 1 to 5 numbers, I don't take n1 is equal to 1, n2 is equal to 2, n3 is equal to 3, n4 is equal to 4, n5 is equal to 5. I can't print n1, I can't print n2, I can't print n3, I can't print n4, I can't print n5. I can't print like this. So I wrote so many number of statements for 1 to 5. If it is 1 to 1000, 1 lakh, 1 to or 1000 you take it. If I want to print these many, it's so much of tedious process, so lengthy process, which I don't want to go for this kind of thing. So generating 1 to 5 or generating 1 to 1000 is called what? Repetitive task, iterative task, or repetitive task to be performed for so many times. I will go for looping statements. Already done. I want to send an SMS to 100 people. It is called as a repetitive task to be performed for finite number of times. That is called 100 times. When 101 comes, it will be condition is becoming false. I would like to stop it. This is what that we noticed it as a part of this. In Python programming, we have two types of loops. We have two types of looping statements. They are, number one, I am going to write it while loop or while else loop we can call. While else loop we can call. While else loop. Second is called for loop or for else loop we can call. For else loop we can call. For else loop we can call. This is the types of loops. Like C language, we don't have any loop called do while loop is not there. Do while loop is not there. We have only two loops, while loop and while else loop, and for loop and for else loop. Any person who want to deal with the loops, it's my advice to all of you. Any real time task is coming where you identified repetition, that you need to follow three important tips. At the time of dealing with, at the time of dealing with looping related programs, looping related programs, looping related programs, programmer must ensure 3 points, 3 points. These are solid points everybody must remember if you want to become a perfection. What are those points? I am writing one by one. Try to follow. So be careful, students, because you are not responding. I am also not talking to you. That's why I'm going on explaining perfectly. If you are good student, you grasp it. Otherwise, what we can do? So number one, we are going to talk about it. So here I'm going to talk about it. A, B, C are the 3 points we are going to prepare. So the first point, suppose I want to display, generate or display 1 to 5 numbers. So the skeleton of the code is 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. So you have to start with, actually I have to ask you a question, where to start, where to end, like that. But if I ask you, don't respond, no, that's why. I am starting from 1. I am starting from 1. That is known as what? Initialization part. Initialization part. Because starting from 1, we call it as a initialization part. Now I'm ending with a 5. That is known as what? Ending part is called 5. Starting part is called 1. So I need to go on displaying 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Until it reaches to 5, I must go in the forward direction. I must go in the forward direction. This is called forward direction. This is called 5. How many times I'm moving to forward direction? That is an important. The starting point and the ending point is there. I have to connect in with a conditional part. Next is called conditional part. That makes us to understand up to how many times I have to continue. Whatever the initialization part is there, since it is a forward direction, I have to use less than or equal to 5. This is called a condition. Condition says what? Where to stop. Where to stop. And the next is called what? Initialization part says what? Where to where to start. And the conditional part says where to end. Where to end. And the next, it is incrementing 1 plus 1, 2, 2 plus 1, 3, 3 plus 1, 4, 4 plus 1, 5, 5 plus 1, 6, stop. That is nothing but one more is called updation part is required. Updation part is required. That can be incrementation, that can be decrementation, that can be division, or whatever it is. Depends on the problem statement. So number one is called initialization part, where to start. Number two is called conditional part, where to stop. Number two is called updation part, how much to move forward, how much to go backward. These are the 3 points which we need. So number one is called initialization part. Initialization part is required. That is nothing but where to start. Initialization part always makes us to understand where to start your loop. Number two, where to start your repetition process. Starting point is required. Next, conditional part. Conditional part, which is called where to end. Where to stop. Where to stop or where to end. That is compulsory to be mentioned. Next, number three, updation part. Updation part. That is how much to increment, how much to move forward or move backward. Forward is called what you know, incrementation. Forward is called incrementation. That is backward is called decrementation. Backward is called decrementation. So I'm going to take it. Backward is called decrementation. It can be division also, no problem. You can have Many more operations we can take it. These are the three things you need to take care. Suppose if it is 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1, I need to start the initialization value with a 5. I is equal to 5. Since it is going in a backward direction, I need to use simply greater than or equal to symbol. Forward direction, I need to use simply less than or equal to. Backward direction, I will go for greater than or equal to simply. So this is the blind rule. Forward direction less than or equal to. Backward direction, it is going to be greater than or equal to. These two things, these are the things you need to remember. So this is my thing. Here I am writing I is equal to 5. 5 greater than or equal to, that is called I value is going to be greater than or equal to 1. As long as I is greater than or equal to 1, I will go on repeating that. Print of I will write I is equal to I minus 1. I can write it. This is going to be initialization, condition, and a decrementation. This is. Without these three things are available, it will not become a looping statement. This is about looping statement related purpose and the points to be remembered. So these things you need to take care properly. I will create one folder and I will go for entering into the concept of while loop. I will introduce now. It's a looping statement introduction. Online students, is it clear for all of you? Now I am entering into the while loop now. Quickly respond. If you don't respond, attending class is also becoming waste. It is my advice, and it is sure also. So here I am going to talk about it. Here I am going to take about syntax number 1. I am going to talk. Syntax number 1 I am talking. And syntax number 2 also I am going to talk. Syntax number 2. So here it is going to be like this. Here it is going to be syntax number 1. Syntax number 1 I will write. Syntax number 2 I will write. Carefully try to follow. So okay students, now I am going to write it. Some initialization is required. Now I am writing. While is a keyword. While is a keyword. That part you already know that. So here import keyword as k dot kw list. K dot kw list. This is about the number of keywords which are available. While is available in one place. It is comes under what? Keyword here. So while I will write a test condition. I will write a test condition. Test condition can be, earlier I used to ask what is the test condition because you are not responding. That's why I'm going to write it. Test condition can be either relational expression, or it can be logical expression. That will give you either a true or false. True or false. Now I'm writing indentation symbol. Indentation symbol. Now I will go for writing inside of that, writing here statement number 1, statement number 2, so on, statement number n number of statements I will write it. Statement number n, indentation symbol same, like already we know indentation symbol. This is known as indentation block. Here I am writing parallel to while I am writing other statements I will write it. Other statements I am writing it. How this will work out, how this is going to execute, I am explaining the flow. Carefully try to follow. So here first it will come to the test while loop under the test condition. First test condition can be either true or false. Now if it is true, first time I am taking true. If it is true, PVM will enter inside the test condition. Inside the test condition. Inside the test condition. If it is true, execute the indentation block of statements. Earlier, when I was written if over there, it is simply coming to other statement because I wrote it here while loop. While is a keyword. When the test condition is true, it will execute the indentation block of statements and it will go to where test condition once again back. PVM will go to the test condition once again back. PVM, why it will go to the test condition? Because the code was written for while in such a way that after executing first time indentation block, second time it will come to the test condition because it is meant for repetition operation. Second time also test condition is true. Second time also it will execute indentation block. Third time it will go. Third time true, execute. Fourth time true, execute. Five times true, execute. Sixth time it is false. Once a test condition is false, it will come out of that while loop and execute other statements in the program. Execute other statements in the program. This is the execution part of while loop. Again, I will explain. While is a keyword. Here first it will go to the test condition. Test condition is true. PVM will execute the indentation block of statements. Inside there is an updation also will present. It will go to the test condition second time. Second time also true. Execute the indentation block. Third time also true. Execute the indentation block. Like that number of times it is true. Execute the indentation block. Once a test condition is called false, it will come out of the while loop and execute the other statements in the program. This is something related to the while loop syntax number 1. So this is the execution part of syntax number 1. There is one more syntax is there that is going to be similar to this only. Similar to this only. I'm going to take up. Here I'm going to write it something like this. Same to same. Extra, what will come, else will come. Extra, we are getting else. Parallel to this while, we are writing extra else. So here I am writing else block of statements. Else block of statements. Else block of statements. So here it is going to be called like this. Carefully try to listen. What is this speciality? I like this syntax very much. This syntax I will like it. This is normal, no else block, nothing. The same execution. So enter into the test condition. Test condition is true. Execute the indentation block of statement. Go to the test condition. True again. Execute. Execute a number of times. Now the last part of the test condition is called false. It will come out of the while loop and go to the else part of corresponding else while loop. That else block will execute and it goes to where later other statement. Else block will execute one time only and it will go to the other statements. This is related to the concept of else related. Sir, when we go for else related, when do you go for it? First of all, writing else is optional. Here I did not write it. Here I am writing else. Here I am writing else. Else part I am writing here. There I am trying to say. There I am trying to say else part here. For example, I am taking 100 minutes class, for example. I'll take up to 9-10 starts 100 minutes class, I will take it. Test condition, it will take 100 minutes class. My number of minutes starts with what? 1. I will go on taking my class. I will go on giving lecture until my I value increases to 100. Once it increases to 100, 100 greater than or less than or equal to 100, true. Again 100 minute also I will take. 101 less than or equal to 100, false. It comes to else part. In the else part, whatever the lecture I gave in the corresponding while, that corresponding notes I will upload once in the else part. So in else part, what I am doing, whatever the task was completed in the while loop, the remaining final conclusion process will be done in where? Else. So I will upload the notes one time only for the 100 minutes lecture. For the 100 minutes lecture, I am going to upload the notes in where? Else part. That is the significance of else. Depends on my problem statement, I will write else. For example, you are preparing for 4 years examination for BTech and you are going to the 4 years or you are going for first year. First year you are going to the college for number of days. And for first semester is over, you are coming out of that loop and going to else, writing exams of that semester. Exams of that semester, you are writing exams. Exams will be written up that semester how many times? One time only I will write it. You will not write the same semester exams again. Same semester exams again writing means he is a failed candidate. So one time we will write the exam and we will do what? Other statements and other aspect, other task we will perform. I hope you are understanding the meaning of what else. So online students, is the task is completed. A businessman is doing the business for 30 days. 30 days he is getting 30 profits. So 30 days he is doing the business, looping. In 31st day, loop is becoming false. He will come to L spot, he will print the profit. He will print the profit. Profit is going to be counted here, accumulated here. That profit I will count it here. That is related to the else significance. So students in the online, I hope you understood. And this part, writing else is optional here, and here writing is else is written. So I'll write a simple diagrammatic format I will write. Here I am writing entry. Carefully try to follow entry. And I'm writing here initialization part. Initialization part I am going to take up. Initialization part I am taking. That initialization part is going to contain what test condition. Test condition I am going to take it. Here I am writing test condition. Test condition is called what? True here. True here. So here I am going to execute indentation block. Execute indentation block. In the indentation block, there is an updation statement is also there. Execute updation part. Execute updation part. And it will go to where again? Test condition once again. Again it is true. Execute number of times. You go on executing number of times. So go on executing number of times. Going on repeatedly executing number of times. So going on doing this. Once it is false, once it is false, what will happen? Execute else block of statements. Execute else block of statement and execute other statements. Execute other statements. Other statements. That too, if it is present condition. If present else block will execute, or simply it will execute the other statement. This is a flow chart for while else loop or while loop. So I will show you that diagrammatic format for you. Coming to the 7 a.m. Under that you come to the loops and I will show you. Here under that while loop explanation and syntax I am showing. So this part you see, you try to understand. Carefully try to see. Here I am going to write it. Syntax 1 while test condition. Indentation block statement 1, statement 2, statement n. This is called indentation block of statements. Right? It is other statements in the program. Test condition 2, execute the indentation block. Repeated for multiple times. Repeated for multiple times. If it is false, execute other statements in the program. This is related to the syntax while loop. While loop related other syntax, while test condition, else is there, indentation block and everything. And I gave the explanation here. While and else are the keywords. Test condition can be either a true or a false. If the test condition is true, PVM executes indentation block of statements. And once again, PVM control goes to the test condition. If once again test condition is true, then PVM executes indentation block of statement. This process repeated for finite number of times until test condition becomes false. Once the test condition becomes false, PVM executes else block of statements which are written under else block. If present, the later executes other statements in the program. This is related to the while and while else syntax. So any loop program, if you write it, there are 3 points you must remember always. The 3 points which I already wrote it here. The 3 points I already wrote it. These 3 points are mandatory. Otherwise, it cannot work out. So now I'm going to enter into the programming now. Nobody will ask, explain while loop. That type of mistake no industry programmer will do. No person will do that type of mistake. Explain while loop, draw a flow chart for that. You cannot carry the geometry box and all those things. Initialization part, test condition is true. Execute indentation block of statements and execute updation part. This is repeated, repeated, repeated. In one moment it is false. Else block of statements, if it is present, later it will execute other statements in the program. So online students, this is about the concept plus syntax. Both of them are done. I hope that it is more clear. Now I will move to the coding part now. So let us start the examples coding part now. Open the notes. If you like it, open the notes. Otherwise, please take rest also. Offline students. Write a Python program. Write a Python program. Write a Python program which will generate, which will generate, which will generate, which will generate 1 to n numbers, 1 to n numbers, which will generate 1 to n numbers, 1 to n numbers, where n is, where n is, where n is positive integer value, where n is positive integer value, where n is positive integer value. So let us go to the PyCharm here. I'll go to the PyCharm here. So I'm taking PyCharm. Okay. So this is, see students, for this already it is inactive. You see students, if I go for this a project, what I used to make them in the files, what I used to make them in the files, this are morning 7 o'clock students. They're just the jumps. Just the jumps. If you just ask a question, they will reply like anything. Not like offline people sitting quiet and keeping a big plaster to the mouth and coming. So that we can tell more and more to them. If I go to that, if I go to any Apollo Pharmacy, MedPlus, any kind of application development, add an employee, view all employees, view one employee, search for employee, update employee, delete employee, exit. We can keep it in the project. This project, we can keep it in our resume also. Python project. So I'm going to take it, view all employees. Two, for example, if I say two, all the employee details are coming. All the employee details are coming. There you are going to say, add one employee. This is called my data. I am entering one employee detail. It is called one. I will enter the employee number is called what? 150. 150. So name is called KV. Next is called 0.0. Next is called what? Trainer. Trainer here. So I said it is employee record saved in a file. Do you want to insert another record? No. I said no. It is coming out of it. View all the employees. 2 I said. It is called 150 kV. Trainer is added. You want update. You want update. View one employee 3. View one employee 3. I'm saying 150. 150. My employee details are coming here. You say view. Search for an employee. Search for an employee. 4. Enter employee number to get the details. So it is something like what? Now I will say 200 here I will enter. 200 I will enter. The employee details 200 is going to come. If I enter something, search for an employee 4. If I enter 125, 125 is not there. Employee record does not exist. Update employee, fifth one I am going to say. Enter employee number for updating. It is called my details I will enter, I will update. 150. So trainer, I said something like this. I say something like enter employee 150. 150. Employee's salary here 0.01. 0.01. Designation is called what? Python trainer. Python trainer. I say details are updated. Here I am going to take up. View those details. View those details. It is called what? 0.01. Earlier 0.0. Python trainer is updated. Next you go for what? You go for deleting that. You say 6. 6 you say, enter the number to delete from the file. 150 I said, it is, my file is updated by deleting. You say that delete. So C suit 2. So trainer is not there. If I say that view the employee 3, if I say 3, 150, 150 does not exist. Employee record does not exist. This is what last 3 days onwards I'm developing this code. And to write this code, it's not just keeping quiet in the com and all those things, nothing will happen. See how much code we are writing it, how much code we are writing it, searching the code, employee searching code, adding code, these many things you need. Viewing the code, like this you need to write. So that's why no teacher will explain except me only. So that is what I want to bring to your notice. But you did not realize all those things, keeping quiet and calm. So you see this now. You see this now. Enter your choice. Last is called 7. I'll say 7 is called what? Thanks for using this project. This is called the subject. Then subject enter. So go to the place. So go to the place. Here I am going to take 9 a.m. loops. I will take 9 a.m. loops. Close this project also. I will take 9 a.m. loops. So 9 a.m. loops examples. So I'm going to start here. That's why you have to learn very without telling this project also I can complete my project, my subject. Because of that nothing will come. Nothing will come. Like we were BTech. What happened in BTech? Like that. So some sort of realization is required. That's why I say speak, speak, speak. Myself tired in telling that. That's why I stopped talking to you. So when I don't talk, definitely you will not reply. Because I'm not asking question now. Like that I can suppress your talent. Maybe some intelligent students may be there. But majority not speaking. Why they are not speaking? Because 99% are keeping quiet now. One or two people speak means what? They will see differently. When earlier we are the students, everybody used to speak. That lazy student also will speak. But today's mode in this world, what is happening? Intelligent students will become lazy. Why? Lazy group is more. Anyhow, I don't want to disturb your laziness. If you want to be lazy, be like that. So I don't want to talk to you. Let us move to the further. So I will go to, but I will explain so perfectly. Because if I'm not talking now, you will be cool, I will be cool. I'll go on explaining one-way traffic. One-way traffic is very cool now. Reverse direction vehicles are coming means it is some disturbance. Correct? So girls are saying correct. So now I will start. Girls are saying correct. So I will move like that only. So now online students, I'll talk to you. Online students is my people who whenever I want, I will talk to them compulsory. So now I'm going to enter into the, that's why even I'm not saying good morning to you also. Why? You are not talking now, that's why. That's why all sources stopped. But I'll teach you perfect subject for you. Okay. So while look, only online students I said good morning today. GM I said. So here come to the point. So writing here program for generating program for generating generating 1 to n numbers. 1 to n numbers. Where n is positive. Where n is positive. This is what I expressed my emotions is a sincere teacher habits. How many days onwards I'm saying speak, speak, speak? But are you taking care of it? No. So one day that will become bottleneck concept, overflow. So chapter closed, interaction chapter closed. So coming to the point of it, while loop example 1, so I will accept 1 to n numbers. Now I am going to ask how many numbers you want to generate. Int is equal to input of entered how many numbers you want to generate. You want to generate that number of numbers I am getting. If the number of numbers are what, 0 or negative, I will say invalid input. Invalid input. Invalid input. If the number of numbers are positive, that will generate what? Positive numbers. Positive numbers I want to generate. Positive numbers I want to generate. So there I am going to write it. If n less than or equal to 0, n less than or equal to 0, I will write it as what? Print of what? Is invalid input. Is invalid input. So dot format of n. Dot format of n. So there I am writing else. There I am writing else. So is invalid input. Format of n. Else part I am writing. In the else part I need to write the logic for if I enter the value called 5. If I need to print 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is including repetition. Repetition means go to while loop. Go to looping concept. So now I need to use looping concept. So looping concept, why? Because I want to generate 1 to 5 numbers. When I'm using looping concept, I need to follow 3 steps. 3 steps I need to go for it. Initialization part, conditional part, updation part. So there I'm going to take initialization part. So there I will write it. I is equal to 1, which is known as initialization part. Initialization part. Initialization part. Now I need to write the looping. Conditional part I will write it. While I less than or equal to n. I less than or equal to blind rule. When it is in forward direction, 1 less than or equal to 5, less than or equal to forward, greater than or equal to in the backward direction. So done. Print of what? Print of what? I will write it. Dot format of what, n. I. I. I value. I is equal to I plus equal to 1, which is called a shorthand plus operator. What the importance of shorthand operator? I was already explained to you. If it is nothing but I plus 1, which is as good as similar to what? I plus equal to 1. This is called what? While loop. Let us execute. Execute. Enter number of numbers here. Enter number of numbers. Here I am going to enter number of numbers. Here I am going to talk about the minus 4. Minus 4 is a value entered, which is accepted here. N less than or equal to 0, it is called minus 4 less than or equal to 0 is called false. Sorry, true. It is going to print what? Invalid input. This is true. Printed invalid input. Invalid input. I will run it again here. I will say 0 here. 0 is invalid input. Again it is done. You run it again here. So I'll say the value called what? 5. It is going to print 1 to 5. This is called a repetition is done. So the repetition I will start here. I is 1. 1 less than or equal to 5. It is true. Print the value of I. I is equal to I plus 1, 2. Go back to this condition. 2 less than or equal to 5. True. Print the value called 2. I plus 1 is called 3. 3 less than or equal to 5. True. Print 3. I plus 1 is called what? 4. 4 less than or equal to 3. 4 less than or equal to 5. True. Print what? 4. 4 plus 1, 5. 5 less than or equal to 5. True. Print 5. I plus 1, 6. 6 less than or equal to 5. False. Come out of that. It is just executed. Here I want to add some else block here also. Actually, no need to write else, but I'm writing here. Simply one closing line I will write it. One closing line I am writing. Just observe it. It is just printed that 5. I said 5. Closing line also executed. Once it is becoming 6, it is false coming to this place. Here I am writing print of just something like this line only I will write it. Something like this I am writing. The same line I am writing here also. There I will write it. Print of numbers within. Numbers within. Numbers within dot format of n. So there I'm going to write it. Try to observe. I'm writing. Say minus 10 I'm writing here. Minus 10 I'm writing. Invalid input. I will write it here something like 10, which is printed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. To print my result a little away from this extremely left side of the screen, here I want to print my data. I will use backslash T for tab space to maintain it. Here I am writing backslash T. Try to run this data, students. I'll say something like 10, 1 to 10, 1 to 10. I'll say one more backslash T. Two tab spaces are given. Say something like 8. It is going to be 1 to 8. These are very, very important logics because I will say 100 here. It is going to print 100 numbers. So this is only possible just by writing 2 lines of code. Online students, I think it is more clear. Online students, I am talking to online students, not talking to offline students. I don't talk to you. I don't talk to you because you are not responding. Now you are big people working in CMO office, PMO office, all collectors, CEOs, like that. I'm talking. So coming to the point back, only offline, online students I will talk. So coming to the point of it, hmm, Naresh is asking, I want a number side by side. Is it possible, sir? Naresh, you write imposition for 100 times. You write imposition for 100 times. M. Naresh. Because if you go to my notes, 7 a.m., under 7 a.m., Naresh, you see display data, syntax number 6, syntax number 1, syntax number 2, syntax number 3, syntax number 4, syntax number 4, syntax number 5, syntax number 6. This syntax is used for displaying horizontally by giving space. This syntax already I said in the class. M. Naresh, and you are keeping the institute name is Naresh also. And it's Naresh is staying in Naresh Institute is writing imposition. So I will write it end is equal to what I am writing, backslash T. Side by I am writing. So he wants side by side. So beautiful. Now I am going to write it. This line will be coming at the same line only. Let us see that. You see the answer now. I say 5 here. The answer is called what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This line is also coming in the side by only. I don't want that. I will write it here. One simple kind of print off. So execute that. I'll say 5. So it is going to come 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Mr. M. Naresh, is it clear? So now, okay, sir, I understand. Understood, sir. Is it explained or not? Already explained. If you read my notes, you are just a superpower. If you don't read, if you don't respond, if you don't write, that is a danger. Why? Because in the day one, our terms and conditions are what? I'll show you. My terms and conditions, first day in chapter, I already said. In middle of it, I will open my document. And first day, full stack Python, when I wrote it, all these things, whatever I said, same thing I'm keeping up my words as please. So you will become, student will become, should have strong programming skills. No need to know anything about it, provided student must be punctual in attending, student must read the notes daily, must practice that, must respond in the class. These ABCD points are like a pillars to the house, pillars to the life. If you want to stand by yourself on your independently, these things are important. KVR makes expert in coding so that you will get the job. Provided these A, B, C, D conditions must be satisfied. A and B and C and D, any one is out of order, it will be a problem. This is what is my terms and conditions. In the day one, I wrote it. Still, I will stick on my words. Right. So, coming to the point of it, this is the topic. Now I am talking about online students. Now see, now I'm going to talk about another thing. If initialization is not there, what happens? Three things mandatory, I said. Three things mandatory. If initialization is not there, what happens? I'm saying. If initialization is not there, it will give you error. What is that error? One I is not there, it will be an error always. So you will get a name error. I used to ask earlier what is the error name. Today I'm not asking because myself only telling the name of the error. Name error is going to come. So it is a 5. It is a name error. That means I'm not making you to open up your mouth like other classes. Here only question is myself, answer is myself. Even to talk, you cannot talk. Why? Sir is not talking to you. See how dangerous. That's why interaction with the sir is very important. So I is one initialization part. Now I'm coming to conditional part. Conditional part I'm going to take it. Conditional part I'm going to take it. So here you try to see conditional part is written. This is called updation part. Updation part is written here. Updation part I'm not writing here. For example, updation part I'm not writing. In this case, what is happening? 1 is here, 1 less than or equal to n, 1 less than or equal to 5. True, print 1 only. Print 1 only. Print 1 only. Printing 1. Going to the loop, again printing 1 only. 1 only, 1 only printed hundreds of times. Thousands of times it will be moving forward. So coming to the point of it, now I'm going to run this code. How many? You enter 4 or 5 or whatever it is. Going to come to what? 111 only it is going to come. It is called infinite loop. It is called infinite loop. Infinite loops are not a proper output will come. It is called a danger. It is an invalid result. If we go to the place, if I write it, while 1 less than or equal to 1 less than or equal to 5, 1 less than or equal to 5, if I say, or simply I is equal to 1, while of what I am writing, 1 I less than or equal to 2, for example, if I write print off, print off, I am writing here, print off here, hello, I wrote it. So I am not writing I is equal to I plus 1 or something, just written, it is coming hello, hello, hello. If you talk to your friend, hello, 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 your friend will say, are you mad? Saying hello, hello, hello these many times? Because you are saying infinite while loop. That is a danger. So I need to go forward, keyboard interrupt. If I say my explanation, if I say this, if I say this, I say I is equal to I plus 1, it will repeat 2 times only. So you called one time, not speaking. Second time, hello, not speaking. So called many times, hello, hello, hello. Like you when I'm saying, hello students, talk to me. Hello students, talk to me. You are not talking to me. So sir is also not talking to you. So Ravi Kumar is saying, sir, forgive the offline students and start interacting with them. No, no, I cannot. So they need to realize what is the power of communication with the faculty. So I is equal to I plus 1, compulsory need to talk. This is known as infinite loop, and we are getting output here. Say here the value called what? 5. It is called 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We got it. Now I will not write the condition part. Condition part I am not writing. Earlier I used to ask what happens if I don't write the condition part. Now myself only telling. If condition part is not written, PVM take the condition as what? False. When it is false, when it is coming to false, this part will not execute. This line will come plus this lines will come only. No output will be coming. So see the answer now. I say 5 or 6 or whatever it is. No output is coming. That means the condition is becoming false. The condition is becoming false. So students in the online, I hope you are understanding like this. So here, coming to the point back, here the thing is 6126 is coming. So here, like this. This is what we are going to enter into this 1 to n. If initialization not there, what happened? I said. If updation is not there, what happened? I said. If a condition is not there, what happened? I said. Everything is done. Initialization, condition, updation. Such a small program, such a deep diagnosis is done on this area. So much tracing is done. After going to home also, you have to take a pen and paper. How the loop is iterating, you must understand. Right? Next one. Online students. Did you understand this entire explanation? Online students. Right. Open the notes. Write down next question. Write a Python program. Write a Python program. Girls are feeling so much relaxing we are. Otherwise, earlier Sar is asking, speak out, speak out. So Sar is not speaking. Very relaxed. Some headache is gone. Something very relaxedly we are learning. Write a Python program which will generate, which will generate, which will generate, which will generate n to 1, which will generate n to 1, which will generate n to 1, which will generate 1 to n, n to 1, n to 1. Take this pen. Why are you writing with pencil? Take this. Take this. Write with pen daily. Yesterday I want to give you, but I forget. Yesterday I also wrote with pencil only. Daily. Exam also write pencil only. Exam. For answer also something must be there, student. You write with pencil, huh? Huh? You wrote your MSET with pencil, huh? Then do something good. Keep the pencil in the home only, okay? Daily you need to bring that pen. You need to show me. You'll come to the class now? Hmm? Hmm. So, come to the next step. So, Pawan. Okay. So, okay, Pawan, please forgive them, sir, because we are all your kids. See, I said in the beginning only, you are all my playgroup students. I said playgroup students will have only 2.5 years. 2.5 years don't know when what is chocolate, what is the rock also, rock and chocolate. Anything given, you try to eat away. But for everything, there is some limit now. So 1 month onwards, I am saying go on, speak, speak, speak. So you need to understand. So for everything, you need to have something. Okay, any code you come. Okay, nothing will happen if I don't interact. Those who are already in touch with the subject, no problem. Come to the point. So coming to the point back, while loop example 2.py. While loop example 2.py. So there I'm going to write it. While loop example 2.py. So here I'm going to say 2.py. So here program for generating n to 1 where n is what? Positive. So here I'm writing students. Here I'm writing it. Now I'm saying here n to 1 where n is positive. For loop example 2.py, there I'm asking int of input of enter how many numbers you want to generate. How many numbers you want to generate. You want to generate. If the number of numbers are negative or 0, I am saying that it is invalid input. Is invalid input. Dot format of what? N. L spot I am going to write it. L spot. I'm going to write L spot here. There I am writing. So I need to start with, if n is called 5, I need to start 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. This is my data. So already n is containing 5. That is nothing but initialized only. which is nothing but initialized only. Already n contains the value. If you like it, you can take I is equal to n, no issue, which is known as what? Initialization part program. That's why I try to take the limited number of variables. I is equal to n. You can take it, but unnecessarily you are taking I extra. N is more than enough. Okay. While since I'm going in where 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, where I is going to be like that, it should be what? I greater than or equal to 1. So I go on reducing it until I reaches to 1. As long as I value greater than or equal to 1, I need to repeat. So I'm writing I greater than or equal to 1. Or you can write simply I greater than 0, you can write it. Like that also you can write greater than or equal to 1 also you can write. It is your choice. I will write it what? Backslash t dot format of I. Dot format of I. And I'll write it I is equal to I minus 1. You can also write it as I minus is equal to 1, which is as good as similar to I is equal to I minus 1. Conditional part here, conditional part here, and this is called updation part here. Updation part here. So done. And try to run this now. I'm going to say 5. So it is going to be 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We got the result. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We got the result. Now I will say something like 10. You say something like 10. So you got it 10, 9, etc. like this. Got the data. Here I'm going to write it simply. Here I'm going to write it. So here something like this. So psi. So no need to post the code. Okay now. No need to post the code. Execute by yourself and do. Because no internal marks here. Numbers from what is this now? To what? 1. Dot format of what? N. N. So I'm writing one else spot here. One else spot I'm writing here. Else spot no need to write, but still you are habituating to write else spot. Write or run this now. Here I'm writing. Say some 10. You are getting 10, 9, 4, 3, 2, 1 like this. You say the value called something like 6. You are getting like this. You are saying the value called 200. So 200 values are coming in spot. So these are the number of numbers coming from here. The number of numbers are coming like that. It reaches to 1. Once it reaches to 1, it stops. This is called a repetition process. So online students, I hope this is more clear. So I'll give some example for homework. If you are interested, you do the homework. Otherwise, try to sleep in the home without doing anything. So write a program. Write a program. Write a program which will generate which will generate even numbers within n. 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 Even numbers within n indicates, look at all of you. So here the problem is even numbers, because this type of coding, this is called first level examples only started. I said 4 level of examples, I said the first level only. So even numbers within 10, within 10 means hint I am giving, hint. You need to generate what? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. You need to generate like this. Enter how many even numbers? Enter the range in which you want to generate even numbers. Enter the range. Enter the range in which you want to generate. You want to generate even numbers. Even numbers. So there I am writing something like 10. This is an answer. Next, if I say the number called what? Some 6, 17. 17. I need to give the hint as what like this. What the hint? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, and then 12, and then 14, and then 16. That's all. These are the numbers which I want. This is called 17 will not come. These are the numbers. I hope you will do homework. So online students, you will do homework. So this I will start here. I will write I is equal to 2, myself only giving the logic. While I am going to give you what? I less than or equal to n. I less than or equal to n. I'll say print of I and see the incrementation, which is going to be called something like what? I plus is equal to 2. I plus equal to 2. This is the logic of what? Even numbers like this. I hope you understood this and homework this is. Do it. Next, one more. Write a Python program. Write a Python program. Write a Python program which will generate. Write a Python program which will generate. Write a Python program which will generate odd numbers. Odd numbers. Odd numbers within the given range. Within the given range. Within the given range. Within the given range. Look at this now. I'll carry this hint I'm giving. Write this hint if you want. Enter odd numbers. There I will generate 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. Enter another logic. Enter odd numbers. 17 I am saying. There I am writing 1, 3 is 5, 7, 9. So next is called what? 11, 13, 15, 17. 17 also will come. This is called another type of thing. This is called another homework. You can do, I hope so. Next, one more I will go for it. One more. Write a Python program. Write a Python program. Write a Python program which will generate. Which will generate. Which will generate even numbers in decreasing order. Even numbers in decreasing order. So beautiful example. Even numbers in decreasing order. Even numbers in decreasing order within the given range. Within the given range. Within the given range. Look at on the screen here. I'm going to take up. Here I'm going to take up. Enter the range in which you want to generate odd numbers. This is called even numbers. Even numbers in decreasing order. In decreasing order. 6, 4, 2. Like that, I want to go for it. And the most important thing is enter this spot. I will take up here something like this. Be careful. This is the data I'm taking up. That time I need to go for what? 16, 14, 12, 10, 8, 6, 4, 2. This is the data what I'm going to take up. This is the data what I'm going to take up. This is the values which I'm getting. This is the data. This you need to do it. So I don't know whether you will do it or not. If you say it is okay, we'll do it. Otherwise, I'll do it in the class. Online students. Online students. So you will do it or shall I do it? So all the students in online saying that we will do it. But be careful. Certain small twist will be there in that. Okay. Already one homework, second homework, third homework. One more homework I want to give. Write down. Write a Python program. Write a Python program which will generate, which will generate, which will generate odd numbers. Odd numbers in decreasing order. 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 Within the range. Within the range. Within the range. So I'm going to take it 10 over there. See the hint there. There it is 9. It is called 7, 5, 3, 1. So here I'm going to take it 17. So there I will take it 17, 15, 13, 11, 9, 7, 5, 3, 1. This is called another kind of thing. This part, if you do these examples and you are really good, maybe you are good, but if you do this, you'll become very good. So now I will move to the further. So now only good is not enough. Only good is not enough. Only good is not at all enough. So need to do some good activity, like reading the notes, practicing the notes, attending daily classes, interacting with the faculty. These are all called career building tips. Anyone is missing, problem. So adjacent to my home, one house is there, neighbor. There is one boy is there, very good boy, decent boy. He will not go anywhere like friends. You won't be like a normal student. You'll be in the home only. You will go to college. You will be in the home only. No friends, nothing. You're a very good student. I felt that he is a very studious, very studious. Studious means daily reading notes only. Studious means every day reading very well. By looking at him also, he will be wearing specs and looking like studious. So I thought that he is having good CGPA. When I spoke to him 6 months back, he's in third year now. First year some backlogs are there, second year backlogs are there, and he will not go anywhere. Almost so many backlogs are there. He is looking very studious. Then what is the use? Good, he is a good, but activity is what? And his father saying, sir, he will not touch the book at all, sir. He will just quiet and calm, he will sit. So I said, what he will do by sitting? Nothing, sir. He will just going on sitting only. I said, will he watch a mobile? No, sir. Mobile also he will not watch. Any message will come, he will see. Otherwise, he will not touch the mobile also. Did I say he will watch a movie or any cinema, TV programs? No, sir. He will not. He will simply quiet and calm, sit idle only. He won't read the notes. What to do, sir? I am getting. He is not roaming outside also. Not going anywhere else. What to do? What to do? You only need to do because he is your friend only. He is your friend only. Correct or not? What to do with that guy? What we can do with him generally? What we can do with that guy? So very difficult. So so maybe not depression. He is looking good. Depression means depression candidate is different. Depression candidate is different. He is not under depression. He is very cool also. Very cool. He will keep some songs he will listen. Sometimes not regularly it seems. And how to make that guy to do something we don't know. Whatever it is. So we don't know. So like that, move to the front. And send him to KVRs or no. I am very much difficult to handle that candidate. I cannot handle. I cannot handle that because I am unable to handle you only daily sitting in front of me. Then how can I handle that silence guys? Silence people are very danger, like you. Not speaking to. Okay, right on. That the four things you do the homework. Write a Python program. Write a Python program which will generate, which will generate, which will generate, which will generate multiplication table, which will generate multiplication table for a given number. It will generate multiplication table for a given number. Multiplication table for a given number. So now take that now. I will do it in the class. So MUL table for a number. For a number. So I'm entering the number is called -5. Invalid. Invalid. Multiplication table for a number called 0. Invalid. Multiplication table for a number 5. Valid. Valid. So I need to go for what? Giving the values now. How do you generate the values? I'm going to take up. What is this now? 5. I'm going to give you the output skeleton here. 5 into 1 is equal to 5. 5 into 2 is equal to 5 into 2 is equal to 10. Is equal to 10. 5 into 3. 5. So here I hope 5 into 10. 5 into 5 into 3 is called 15. Yes. Is 15. Is 15. So 5 into 10 is equal to what? 50. Online students, am I audible to you people? Because just now I got. Am I audible now? Okay. Now see this now. What is this is called? 1 to 10 numbers or not? This is called 1 to 10 numbers. How to generate you already understood. And this is known as N. This statement is repeatedly coming. Any statement is processing repeatedly. That type of statement I need to write in the loop. In the loop, I will write it. I is equal to 1. While loop I am saying. While loop I am saying. I less than or equal to 5. I less than or equal to 5. No, sorry. 11. Why 11? I less than 10 only. Because I need 10 entries. I need 10 entries. I say that indentation. Now P print of what I will do. Number I need to print. I value I need to print. Product of n into I want to print. How many times? 10 times. So I will print there one empty bracket, one symbol into one empty bracket for I is equal to one more empty bracket for product. Dot format of n comma I comma n into I. N into I. It was written inside the loop. Why I wrote inside the loop? Because it has to repeatedly need to come. I need to increment I value I plus 1 so that multiplication table will come. This is the most important logic. Online students, go to the logic now. So here I'm going to take a while loop example. While loop example. Beautiful. Go to the place. Here I'm writing program for generating program for generating multiplication table for number n. Multiplication table for number what? N. N. Panindra Kumar, you already told this for loop example, sir. My dear student, when you don't know subject, that time I said. That I said in the concept of range time, I said. That is a range time, you don't know what is a for loop and all. Now also you don't know what is a for loop. So if I say that there is only the for loop, will you understand? That is called a college, Adi. That is called a college. Now don't take that. Fanindra. So coming to the point of it, n is equal to what? Input of what I'm saying now. Enter a number. Enter a number for generating what? Multiplication table. Multiplication table. If n less than or equal to 0 and set what is what invalid. Invalid number it is. Dot format of what? N. Dot format of n. Else what I'm taking. Else what I'm taking. There I need to generate. Here I write like this. of 50, you already know the meaning of this entire thing. Print of what? Multiplication table for dot format of what n dot format of n dot format of n. So now I will go to what? I is equal to 1 while I less than or equal to 10. Then you can write I less than 11 also, you can write it if you want. Print of backslash t n value into the symbol into the I value and the product. Dot format of what? N comma I comma n into I. N comma n into I. I is equal to I plus 1. So I will write it else part. I'm writing this type of closing line for that entire thing. Closing line I will take it. So here closing line. So this part I'm going to run. Very perfect. I say here minus 4 invalid input. This part is coming. Now I'm writing here 0. 0 is invalid input. I say something like, some 19th table. You are getting the 19th table here. 19th table is coming. I say something like a ninth table. Ninth table is coming. You say second table, and this is the third table. Second table means second table, like that it will come. So it is going to come something like this. So I hope that you are understanding the concept of what? Multiplication table. Online students, is it clear for all of you? Now I'll move to the further. This is a multiplication table. Now I will go for the other kind of thing now. Further example, I want to go for it. Another example, I will move to the further. I want to generate the characters in a word. Write down. Write a Python program. Write a Python program. Very, very useful example. Write a Python program which will generate character by character, which will generate character by character from any from given word from given word from given word like this. See this now, students. They are all called, when you interact, when you do all these things, it will become so perfect. Python is word. That is a word now. This is called word. So expected output, given input, given input, given input is like this. Now expected output. Expected output, I'm going to take it. What is an expected output here? Need to say P, Y, T, H, O, N. Like that I want to display it. For that, how to do it? That is my questioning now. Let us go to this now. While loop, example number 4.py, 4.py. Now I want to go for it. Program for accepting a word and display char by char, character by char. How we want to go for it? Word is equal to input of enter a word. Enter a word. Now I'm taking. Okay. The word is coming. Now I want to display by what? Character by character I want to display. How do you display? How do you display? Now you answer my question. If you answer my question, I will talk to you. Condition. How do you display using while loop? Online students, I am giving an opportunity to the offline students. When you speak, then interaction session will start. Interaction session will start. Okay, you cannot answer. So same continuation will be done. Okay, out. Now I will take it. Over. Your chance is over. You got it. So my sir said that initialization, condition, updation, condition, initialization, python, python. So it is going to be like this. It is called S. My sir said already 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. My sir already said initialization part and a conditional part and updation part. While loop is coming, what to do? Now I'm going to start with I is equal to 0. I is equal to 0. So you did not answer it. You lost an opportunity of getting. I is equal to 0. Now, this I will go on retrieving the data until it reaches to length. Length of S is called what? 6. So I will write it while of I less than what? Len of S. Len of S, 0 less than 6, true. But 0 less than 5, up to 5 only it will be true. When 6 less than 6 is coming, it is a false. It is coming. If you want, you can write it I less than or equal to Len of S minus 1, you can write it. That time it will become 5. 0 less than or equal to 5. Up to this, I will retrieve it. So there I am writing it print of S of I. What is the value of I? 0. 0 less than 6, true. S of 0, P. I is equal to I plus 1. It is called 1. 1 means it is incremented. 1 less than 6, also true. S of 1 is called Y. It will go to next, it will go to next, it will go to next. Like that, it will go on taking the data. So I think you are understanding this part. Go to the place. Here I am writing. Go to the place. Now I am writing. Uma, wrong answer. What you said, Uma, wrong answer. I is equal to 0. While of what? I less than what? Len of S. Len of what? I will say Len of what? So it's going to be called what? If I write only I, if I write it, only indices of the letters will print. Indices of the letters will print. Python, if I say only indices will print. That indices data I want, I will apply indexing of that. Indexing of that I will write it. So beautiful. Python I will write it. So I got my data. What happens? Enter word. Hmm. Okay. This is called what? Word of. Word of I will write it. So here Python I will say. So got Python. I say HYDE or ABAD. So you'll be getting that. I will write a Java here. So I'll be getting that. I will enter OOP. I will write it Python is an OOP language. Is an OOP language. Some line of text that will print everything. It will print everything. Beautiful. So this is called one way of printing. Initialization, condition, and like this. You can also write I less than or equal to word minus 1. Happy. Anything you can write it. So here Java, I will get Java. I will write it what Django. I'll get Django. Whatever it is there, I'll be getting. Python, I'll be getting Python. Beautiful. Finished. So I got the data. So number of characters. Enter a word and getting its characters one by one. Simple. So this is comes under what? Taking a word and then understanding. This is a while loop skeleton level example. How while loop is going to be available. How it is going to be syntax is working. Only first level examples and while loop. Basic level examples. Next we will enter in the next class we will go for what? For loop example, for loop I will introduce. After for loop is over, then I will enter into the second level, third level, and then fourth level. Fifth level examples also I will go for it. Because the total career is depending on this kind of things only. When you go to the flow level, the total your way of your subject is depending on this only. And the index, if I say anywhere else, if we go to the companies, your problem solving skills will come from that place only. If you don't know this problem solving, The total, all problems in MNCs will be logic related only. Logic building will be done only this part. Rest of them are concept based. This chapter is a very, very important. That's why interact with the faculty, I said. So, unfortunately, this place only you stuck it up. That's the problem here. So, anyhow, I'm explaining in detail for you. After going to home, you have to practice it. So, I will stop my class, and tomorrow class, I will introduce while loop, these examples. I will rewrite by using for loop. What is the special advantage of for loop? How we go for dealing with for loop? All those things I will go for it. Today's class, I said this part while loop is done, and tomorrow I will introduce the for loop. That for loop, how it works, I'll explain in tomorrow class. Thank you. All the best. Online students, if any doubts are there, I will go for so I will go for clarifying your doubt. Hold on.